Finding this location. This is USC's Mud Hall on Exposition Boulevard here. This is 1299 was Pacific Electric's business car, and it was probably the most plush car in the system. It had a kitchen and toilet facilities, and it was used to entertain officials of the railroad or visiting officials or customers of the Pacific Electric to tour the route. In this case, again, it was utilized as a fan trip on the airline that went from downtown Los Angeles to Santa Monica. And again, it was posed in this position for a photograph at USC. And we don't have an exact date on this photograph, but it's probably in the early 1950s. Excuse me?
Need to correct the spelling of exposition.
Oh, okay. I'm a terrible speller. That makes the difference. It's not like math. Again, USC, Mud Hall. And these structures in the foreground are the, what's called, I don't know if they're going to keep that name or not, that is the Expo line. So we are seeing electric transportation come back to Los Angeles, which is really exciting. I wanted to get a photograph of a car here in a relative proximity to replicate the photo, but we're just a few months early for that to happen. But they are testing on that line today, not today, but now, and it is possible to do that. So at some point in the future, I'll go back and get that shot. But I did pay attention to the time of day was as close as I could. So, you know, who knows? I don't know what day it was, but damn, it was close. I utilize the shadows a lot to tell me, you know, the celestial time. And that's the comparison of the two today. Again, this is the Expo line that is being put back in. And we have a lot of photos in the book on the Expo line, and pretty interesting stuff.
Will the book have color in the interior?
No, unfortunately. You're getting, this is kind of a booster show. I have to say that the book is in black and white. You know, maybe we'll do a color one after the sale of this goes bye-bye, but we have plenty of color images that we could go on forever doing this sort of thing. In fact, we got to the point where we had too many pictures and we had to cut back from that, so there's a wealth of information out there. This is on the Glendale Burbank line. This is Sunset Boulevard here. This is the Amy's Temple, the dome right there, which is still in that location today. That's right, Foursquare Church. And she was a very famous radio evangelist of her time. It turned out she had a very scandalous existence, but her temple is still standing. And this car is, I could not make out the destination here, but it's either going to Glendale at the top of Brand Boulevard or Mountain, or out on the Burbank line for its destination. And that's what it looks like today. This wonderful hotel is still there. And you can see the lovely light right away here, median. And the Sunset Boulevard Bridge. You can't see the temple any longer. There's some sort of a parking structure built here. And, of course, there's our bus. These buildings are original to the area as well. And that's what it looks like together. This is the same neighborhood from the bridge on Sunset Boulevard. Now this car is an in-service car, and it became the route, the Glendale Burbank line became the route that this car most was employed upon. It had the best track, most frequent service, and of course it utilized the subway terminal at the southern end of the line at 4th and Hill in downtown Los Angeles as its terminus to go to Glendale and Burbank, which was Los Angeles' first subway in use, and it was only 1 mile and 2/10 long. But it saved something like 20, 25 minutes on the commute getting into downtown Los Angeles. And this is what the view looks like today. There they are combined. Yeah, this is a really interesting photo. This is Riverside Drive here, and this is Fletcher Drive. And Yellow River, just out of view back here. There's no Interstate 5 here. It ain't here yet. This is the Glendale Burbank line. Again, a PCC car here is, in fact, there's two. There's one there and one there. And I want you to notice something really interesting. This gas station here is a Richfield gas station. And this one here is a standard gas station. This is Curry's Ice Cream, a kind of landmark in the area. It's no longer there. But if we go to today's image, well, wow, look, there's Arco, which is what Richfield became. Oh, look, there's Standard. So they still have gas, the oil companies still hold the lease on those two properties. And, of course, conveniently located there is Interstate 5. You can see the cement footings for the bridge that did go across right here. There's a stairway that led up to the Fletcher Station, which you could catch a train here. And there's part of the right-of-way on the other side, which is all now kind of a grassy field. And that's what the photos look like together. You see the peak here at Griffith Park. And again, the cards that you found on your chair, you can find most of these images on the website. And the website is a place where you can visit these images. And you can also leave comments or remembrances of your own on the website, completing the story of the Pacific Electric. So if you have any interests or recollections of what you're seeing, please stop in and write something down. And maybe your uncle or your grandfather operated this car, or you know something about the line that you'd like to share with other people. You can go to the website and put that in. Wow, look at that. Part of the reason why we created this website was that we have all these photos and nobody gets to see them. And sometimes we don't know the story behind the picture. This image came from a gentleman friend of mine who had shot the Pacific Electric in his youth in the 1950s. And he had passed on and he donated his slides to me. And he never told me anything about this photo. So we came across this photo, and it was in kind of bad shape. So I cleaned it up, and we finally got around to posting it on the website. We knew nothing about it, not even the date. We knew the location, which is Long Beach Boulevard, but we didn't know what cross street, we didn't know the circumstance of the accident, we knew nothing. 4 days after we posted this image on the website, we got an email from a man who brought this photo to the attention of his wife, who litigates transit accidents. Okay? Now, she recognized from reading something to do with another lawsuit in the 1990s that a blue Ford was hit by a red car, red PE car. That immediately turned a switch on in her head. And she went to a case briefing where she sent us an entire 4 pages on the official accident report of this accident. So we know the people inside the car, the date, the time, the location, the motorman, the 2 policemen, what they were doing before the accident, what they did after the accident, how much they settled for the destruction of their vehicle, and I might say for the destruction of their vehicle and their personal injury and loss, they got a whopping $25,000. Okay, you figured that out for $1,959.
It's a lot more than just the car.
Yes, they did. Well, obviously they found it in fault of the streetcar system, which is interesting because